Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm the Bishop of the Burn, Nick, and today we're gonna be celebrating a little bit. We're gonna be celebrating some awards because during the Intertobac Cigar trade show over in Germany recently, Cigar Journal announced their 2024 Cigar Trophy Award winners, and so we're gonna go over those because, you know, why not? Let's celebrate some victories here. But first, let's fire up a cigar. And today I will be smoking. Let me bring up the notes here so that I have this correct, because you don't want to screw that up. Today I'm going to be smoking the United Cigars Natural Toro. This is one of the older versions that are still box pressed. It's a 6x54 Toro here, and it features an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Dominican binder, and filler made up of Brazilian Matafina, Dominican broadleaf, and Dominican Seco. And I like the United Natural, and just kind of wanted something that I could just fire up and enjoy there. And we will do what we need to do there. So why don't we go ahead and prep the cigar. We're going to cut the cigar, and the official cutting is brought to you by 2guyscigars.com. That's the number 2guyscigars.com. Two Guys have been around for 40 years, and they are the trusted name in the cigar industry. Everybody knows Two Guys, but if you don't, please give them a try. You won't be sorry. Family-owned and operated, 2guyscigars.com does the very best to provide a great selection, fair prices, and excellent customer service. I can't think of anything you could possibly want more from a cigar website. So please go over to 2guyscigars.com for your next cigar purchase, and let them know in the little comment section on the purchase screen there, where you can leave a comment. Let them know that the Cigar Pulpit sent you. And remember, that's the number 2guyscigars.com. And with that, it's time to go ahead and cut the cigar. So when this episode comes out, it will be the first day of the New England Cigar Expo. And I will be out at Two Guys and hanging out and doing the whole expo bit, and I'm looking forward to that quite a bit, and getting some relax time in, because it's one of those things that, don't get me wrong, I loved Pulpit Fest, but that was work for me. This is somebody else's event. I'm just going and attending, so that's going to be fun. It's going to be more of a vacation, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, got the cold draw going on there. Little sweetness to the cold draw. Looking forward to this. So, anyway, while I light this cigar, let's go ahead and do this so that people don't have to listen to me light the cigar.
Some say cigars are all the same. It's just not true. It's you I have to blame.
Well, I don't know, 'cause what I know, there is a cigar called Aladino Corojo.
Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. They say authentic, so we're not confused, while the others say it's a word that's just abused.
I guess that's so, they can't compete. At least I'm sure Aladino can't be beat.
Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Corojo. Aladino Cigars uses authentic Corojo tobacco from JRE Tobacco. This is the greatest commercial you ever heard. Yeah.
All right. And we will get into Aladino here in just a moment, but that's spoiling, and I don't want to give out any spoilers. So just a little background on this award here. So this is, like I said, this is done through the Cigar Journal, and this is one that is done by the consumers. So basically, they consumers, the readers of Cigar Journal magazine, are asked to submit their top candidates in various categories, be it best brand, best cigar, best value, best boutique brand, best accessory, and best lounge. And then to determine the winner from the top 5. It's all reader voting. It's all public vote. So it's you could make an argument that it's a bit of a popularity contest, but let's be real. All these there's qualifications to all these awards. It's either someone's personal opinion or something like that. So I would say that some level of that always comes into play, and so in this case, it's reader's choice. You could say that that's the way it is, reader's choice. Anyway, so let's go ahead and just jump right into it now. Cigar Journal. It's an international publication, so it's not just the United States. So, they do have various other regions to acknowledge and play with, and so the way they do it is they don't name like the one best brand. They name best brand by various region, and so we're going to start with best brand 2024, and we're going to start with best brand in Cuba. And that's where you get the Monte Cristo Lina Classica, Linea, Monte Cristo Lina Classica. I can't say that I've ever smoked it, but there's going to be a lot of them from Cuba that I've never smoked. So, that's okay. It's just what it is. So I'm going to have to take the reader's word that that's the best brand out of Cuba for this year. So best brand Dominican Republic this year, they have the EP Carrillo Encore. I do enjoy the Encore. I have 2 of the Encore Black, right? Is it the Encore Black or the Pledge Black? I don't remember. It's the one that was a limited deal that 2 Guys was selling. I think it's the Encore Black. I think I have them inside, and I haven't smoked those yet, but I'm letting them sit for a minute, and I'm gonna get to them. I want to get to them when I have a moment. Have a moment to just chill and relax. I have a nice collection of cigars like that. Some people might say, "Oh, just smoke them," and it's like, but you don't want to just burn through it. You want to actually have that moment to sit and savor it and relax and enjoy it. So I've got a small collection of cigars for that purpose. Coming in for the best brand Honduras 2023 is the Rocky Patel Dark Star. Now, I can tell you, the Rocky Patel Dark Star, that was recently reviewed by the Stars/Boners for the Cigar Authority, and it was actually my group that reviewed that one, and I looked it up, and I gave it a 4.5 on the strength, which is pretty well in line with how the group of us averaged out. I think it was like 4.86 or something like that the group said. However, the group gave it a final score of I think 88. I gave it a 90. I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the second one more than the first. There was a distinct... It's odd. They send 2 of them, and so for whatever reason, that second one smoked differently than the first. But if you want to hear me smoke that second one, the most recent episode I did with Pinky, that was what I was smoking during that episode, evidently. I didn't know it at the time. I knew it as Cigar 14C. But evidently it turned out to be the Rocky Patel Dark Star. Best brand Nicaragua 2024, Perdomo 30th Anniversary Maduro. I'm looking forward to getting out to 2 Guys here, shortly. I mean, with the timeline of when I'm recording this versus when you're going to see it, I'm going to be getting out there shortly. And I'm looking forward to getting my hands on some Perdomo 30th. there's just nobody around here that carries them. And yeah, I could order them in and everything, but why? I knew this trip was coming, and it's like I figured I'd just stock up. So I'm looking forward to that, because so far I've smoked one of each, and I feel like I liked the sun-grown the best, which doesn't surprise me. That tends to go with my palate, but obviously there's something to be said about the Maduro, given the fact that it won the award here. So something to look into. And then for best other countries, we have the Villa Castigli from Costa Rica. The worst part is, I even read that in advance. I looked over this list to try and find words that would trip me up, and I sat and I was like, Castigli, or whatever, Casdagli, whatever. The bottom line is, I practiced, and I'm still fumbling over it. So whatever. I give Dave a lot less grief on his reading now after having to do this. Now, so that's best brands. I guess that's just like general, overarching brand, not getting into specific sizes and things of that nature. Yet, here we are coming into best cigar, and I don't necessarily see, well, maybe there's some sizes listed. So, okay, so now we're into best cigar. And we have best cigar, Cuba, and that's where they do the Partagas Serie D number 4. Again, can't say as I've smoked it, but it obviously must be good. And then there's the best cigar, Dominican Republic. That is the Arturo Fuente Flor Fina 858. I do enjoy that cigar. It's not a new cigar, so I don't know. I mean, I guess this must run under Pulpit Parishioners rules, where it's like a mix of like what's new and what's smoking good. So I mean, maybe that's it, but that's not a new cigar by any stretch of the imagination. And then for best cigar, Honduras, there is the Plasencia Cosecha 151 La Tradicion. I do enjoy Plasencia cigars. I don't smoke them often just due to budgetary restrictions. Now the 151, that is a new cigar for them, so that is at least a new cigar listed under this category. And then here we go with another old one. We have best cigar, Nicaragua, the Padron number 2000 Maduro. Don't get me wrong, I like a Padron. I like a Padron 1000 series. I like a Padron 1000 series natural or Maduro. But it's not a new cigar by any stretch of the imagination. So, whatever. But good for Padron. I mean, they do deserve some accolades for putting out a very consistent good product. There's something definitely to be said about, being consistent. Best value, which is important in this day and age that we're in, because, it's not a great economy. I mean, nobody can be out there spending the big bucks, and everything. So, a nice, good value cigar is worth its weight in gold. And so, best value, Dominican Republic, we have La Aurora, the Escogidos. I am such a Midwestern white guy. Anyway, I'm sure it's a great cigar. I do enjoy some products from La Aurora, so I would imagine that that's a good cigar. I have not tried that specific one. There is the next one I have tried, and that is the best value out of Honduras. That is the Zino Nicaragua Robusto. Apparently, they must be. I don't quite know how the best cigar out of Honduras is Nicaragua, Zino Nicaragua, but hey, there must be some sort of background there, maybe something I'm not aware of, but whatever, none of my business. And then the best value Nicaragua is Joya de Nicaragua Clásico Medio Siglo. So you have the Joya de Nicaragua from Nicaragua. So I guess that makes sense. Yeah, so I've tried one of the three of those. The Zeno. I do enjoy the Zeno. That for the value, that is a really good cigar, and it's one of those things that I'll have to give that a shot again. It's been a minute. It's one of those ones that you you like it, and when you're in the humidor, you're kind of buzzing around and you see it, and it's like that basic white and or yellow and white band, and you're just like, meh, maybe, and then you just don't go back. I don't mean to diminish it, but it's just one of those things. But yeah, it's good. I like it, and I'll have to remember to pick some up. So, best boutique brand, and this is where we get into some interesting ones here. We have the best boutique Dominican Republic, the Platinum Nova Classic. We have I don't really have much to say about that one. Then we have the best boutique brand Honduras, and this is where friend of the show Justo Aroa, big congratulations. We have the Aladino Cameroon. The Aladino Cameroon. I remember when that cigar came out, and it was so good. It was so different from the other stuff that they put out, and it's just been such a great cigar for them in their catalog. And then this year putting out the Cameroon Reserva, which has been also a really very unique, very elegant cigar, very 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 different, something different. And I love the fact that they're playing and experimenting and using that Cameroon. So, good on them. For winning this award, it's a very well deserved and well earned award. And then best boutique brand Nicaragua, we have the Pulpit Parishioner's Choice, the 2023 Pulpit Parishioner Cigar of the Year. We have the West Tampa Tobacco Company Red. So, the West Tampa Red still bringing in awards, taking awards in Germany at the Cigar Awards put on by Cigar Journal. Congratulations to Rick and Sarah and all the folks over there at West Tampa Tobacco. And then also coming in for best boutique brand, it says other countries, and it's listed as United States. We have the J.C. Newman Angel Cuesta. This is a very, I guess it was a limited edition kind of project that J.C. Newman did, and they put it out, and I was fortunate to get or be provided with some of them, and it's a really good cigar. It's very smooth. I'd say fairly mild. A lot of flavor to it. My only criticism whatsoever, is that the wrapper leaf they use on it is very fragile. And so I would say the vast majority of the ones that I've smoked, I have clipped either, I've had cracks at the cap. But all in all, fantastic cigar. Even with the cracks at the cap, I have managed to smoke through it, and it doesn't really bother. Sometimes you get a crack at the cap, and it's just like, ugh, you're getting shards of tobacco in the mouth and whatever else. This one doesn't do it. It's just kind of like, it's there, but it doesn't pose an issue. So all in all, fantastic cigar. Big congratulations to Drew and Eric and Bobby and all the folks over there at J.C. Newman on winning that award. Now, now we're going to get into Best Lounge. And this is also broken down by region. I can safely tell you I've never been to any of these, so I'm going to have to take their word on it that it's the best lounge. But over in Europe, there was the Whiskey and Cigar Salon. It's spelled salon. So maybe you can get your hair done there too. In Gronau, Germany. It's in Germany. And then over there in Asia, we have the Birdie Cigar Lounge in Hong Kong. And then in the Americas, we have the Arturo Fuente Cigar Club in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. So they must have grouped North and South America together for that. But that's awesome. I'm sure they're wonderful places. I'm sure they're very luxurious and nice. I just can't say as I've ever been to any of them. So, congratulations to all three of those. The Best Cigar Accessory 2024 went to the Smoking Moses Razor Cut. And it's a very interesting looking cutter. It's a little bizarre looking, but I would be curious to give it a try. I don't know if I'm gonna buy one. I don't think they're really on the cheap side, so I don't want to like just shell out for a cutter. But I would be I would be interested in trying one if, let's say, it's set up at the trade show and they had one that you could play with and give cut a cigar with. I'd be interested in seeing how it works. Because I'm not entirely sure based just by looking at it. I would have to see it in action. The winner for the best charity and community, we have Carrillo Cares. So that's the charity put on by the fine folks at EP Carrillo, and I'm sure they're doing wonderful work and efforts. It's always amazing to me, how these cigar manufacturers, they don't get the credit for the amount of philanthropic work they're doing in these countries that they're in. I mean, just the fact that they're creating all these jobs in these countries, that alone, should be highlighted and honored. But the simple fact is they're not just creating jobs. They're creating all sorts of other opportunities. They're creating schools. They're providing medical care. It's all kinds of great stuff they're doing in these countries that need help. And so I think it's awesome that you have these charities and community groups. And so congratulations to Carrillo Cares for winning this award. And then coming up, we have Outstanding Art, which goes to Oliva. What the hell is wrong with me? Oliva and Paul Montag, Cigars and Music. And this is like a piano thing. Which, hey, you know what? I think that's cool. Let's incorporate cigars into some other, art form and entertainment and things of that nature, and spread some cigar love into the other forms of art. I think that's great. Then winning the Cigar Ambassador Award for this year is the Premium Cigar Association, the PCA. And, while everyone, as with anything, any sort of organization, there's always things that you can pick on and criticize, but I'll say they've had a hell of a run lately. They have taken it to the FDA, and had some really big wins against the FDA. This is definitely a David and Goliath situation, and they're going up against the government, and they're schooling the government, and so I gotta give the PCA and their efforts, not just in federal court and the federal government, but also in state governments as well. I have to give them credit because they're doing the work that we need them to do. So congratulations to them. They really are being great ambassadors. And then finally, the Lifetime Achievement Award went to Maya Selva, who I guess it's somebody that we don't hear too much about here in the States. So anyway, that would be the Cigar Journal Cigar Awards. So, congratulations. Congratulations to all the winners. I'm sure it was a wonderful night of celebrating, and I know I heard from Trey Mack when Aladino won, and he was just beside himself, over the moon, happy and everything. So I'm sure everybody is just having a wonderful time celebrating those wins. So congratulations to everybody. It was a very well-deserved victory on all fronts. So let's now go ahead. This is going to be a really kind of rapid fire episode, guys, because I'm banking up shows that I can schedule out for while I'm gone. So this one is going to be going out literally on the first day of the expo. I know there's going to be a percentage of my listeners who are going to be at the expo, so it's kind of one of those things of like, well, you'll see me there. So anyway, let's go ahead and do this now. It's time for the Villiger Cigars Entertainment Report, brought to you by
Villiger.
Villiger Cigars, one of the leading cigar and cigarello manufacturers in the world, founded in 1888 and still family-owned and operated. Head over to VilligerCigars.com and check the store locator to find a shop near you that carries them. We guarantee that Villiger Cigars will be a wonderful addition to your humidor and cigar rotation. All right, guys, and in terms of the Villiger report, I'm coming up a bit light. I've been super busy getting ready for this trip, getting my newspaper done in advance, getting I think I've done like 5 podcasts in about 4 days at this point. So I've burned through a lot, but one thing in terms of what I've been watching lately. When I have a spare moment, I have turned on, reruns of Home Improvement, just because I need something relatively brainless to, excuse me, I'm sorry, relatively brainless to watch. I'll also say one thing about that show, every once in a while, not every episode, not even every 4 episodes, but every once in a while, there's reference of Tim Allen and his character smoking cigars, and so you gotta love the fact that it was okay enough to include the fact that this father figure in this primetime family sitcom was smoking cigars, and everything. So that's something that we don't have these days. But what else have I been watching lately? There's a show on Netflix, and I started watching it, and I've gotten only so far, and I need to get back into it because they keep reminding me. I just haven't had the moment. But there's a show on Netflix called Chaos, Kaos, with Jeff Goldblum, and he plays the god Zeus. And so all of the Greek gods are real and they're existing, and it's like present day kind of thing. But it's been really interesting because not only do you see like life on Earth and all this, but like at some point you go into the afterlife and you're dealing with Hades and what happens in the afterlife, and there's some sort of conspiracy going on there. And so I'm very curious as to where that show's going to go. So Chaos. If you like Jeff Goldblum, it's entertaining. I like it, I'm like 4 episodes? I think I'm halfway. I think there's 8 episodes, and I think I'm halfway. The Penguin is out. I need to start watching that. I'll probably kind of let that bank up a few episodes so that when I finally do sit down, I can like blow through a whole bunch of it. What else? What is coming soon? There's something coming soon. That the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix is dropping literally as I leave for New Hampshire. So that's something that truthfully, let me see if I can download to Netflix on my iPad so that maybe I can watch that on the plane. Because I'm very curious about that. Otherwise, I do have a couple books that I have dug through and found in my unpacking. As you can see, as I'm sitting here in my garage, there's obviously still more a lot of this behind me here, for those of you on the YouTube, the rest of you, this is so boring. A lot of this behind me here is stuff from my old newspaper office. And I got rid of the office during COVID and just put everything in storage. And so obviously when I got the house, I got rid of both storage units. And so now what needs to happen is I need to go through the stuff from the office to determine, like, do I even need this stuff anymore? And if I don't, then I'm going to get rid of it. And so I would imagine that a lot of this is going to be gone by mid to late October. That's the goal. That's truly the goal. I'm looking forward to October. Not to like say I'm not looking forward to the expo and everything, but it has been oh my God, guys. It has been an incredibly busy few months. I mean, you got to realize I started looking for a house in mid-April. Then from there, by mid-June, I found this place, put in the offer. It was accepted. 30 days later, so early to mid-July, I'm closing on a house. Then, like 12 days after I close on the house, my son and I are hopping on a plane and going to Destin, and doing a family vacation in Destin, which, that was fun. And then I get back, and I've got, I don't know, 3.5 weeks. And then guess what? It's Pulpit Fest time. And mind you, all that Pulpit Fest prep was all happening, going back all the way to January. So throughout all this, there's been Pulpit Fest planning. So then it's Pulpit Fest time. So I got to prep and I got to get ready. So it's like 5 episodes in 4 days again, and getting newspaper stuff done. And then I go down to Pulpit Fest and I'm down there, a Wednesday through a Monday. And it was a lot of fun. It was busy. And so then I get back, and then guess what? I've got 3.5 weeks, and 3.5 weeks until the New England Cigar Expo. And I have to get episodes banked up and scheduled out, and I've got to get my newspaper stuff done. I've got to do the billing, and I've got to do this and that and whatever. And it's like, my to-do list, I'm not even joking, is like 20 items long. And this episode that I'm recording right now is one of 3 remaining bullet points on my to-do list. It's edit, upload, and schedule this episode, and it's pack. I have those 3 things on my to-do list at this point. So I'm feeling pretty good right now, but on the flip side, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm looking forward to October. I'm looking forward to taking a vacation from the vacations. I'm looking forward to a month where I can just settle into a normal routine again and just kind of chill, kind of coast, kind of get some things accomplished, get some things done. Because throughout all of this vacationing and everything else, I've got a house to put together. I've got a house that I need to make a home. And I've got my son coming over, when he comes over. And so, that I got to make it homey for him too. So, it's been, oh God, it's been a hell of a year. That's all I'm saying. I have enjoyed it. It's been good. I'm going to look back at 2024 fondly. But on the flip side, man, being in the middle of it right now, I'm fucking exhausted. So, there's a little bit of that going on. But anyway, I don't remember where I was going with that. But the long and short is, the stuff in the background it's stuff from my office. So, but yeah, I found some books in the process of unpacking. There's the one that I was talking with my dad in the last episode about, which is the Churchill's group. It's I guess the movie, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare or whatever is kind of based on it, and it might very well be the title of the book for all I know. But I know the book title has Churchill in the title. But I've had that, and I'm looking forward to reading that. But I found so many books that I'd forgotten I bought that I'm looking forward to diving into. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, so we got that going on. So let's go ahead and do this now. It's time to fly high with Blackbird Cigars. Blackbird Cigars offers you remarkable quality using the most delicate and finest tobacco to always ensure that you're receiving unsurpassed cigars. Blackbird Cigars strives to give you undoubted repeating flavor for every cigar you smoke and impressive quality so that you can always expect greatness. Check out their website for a full list of stores carrying Blackbird Cigars and give them a test flight. Blackbird Cigars, can't clip our wings. All right, and today we are going to be learning about retired NBA superstar Yao Ming. So Yao Ming is a big animal conservation activist. And shark fin soup is considered a delicacy in China. It's a status symbol, to eat this. And 1 in 4 shark species are now endangered because of this soup. And it's such a wasteful practice. I don't recommend looking up the videos, but if you want a very visceral view of what this is, I mean, they basically are like harvesting these sharks and just slicing off the top fin, and these poor sharks. I mean, they're being slaughtered wastefully. It's horrible. But anyway, the Chinese people didn't even know that sharks were dying for the soup. The Mandarin translation for shark fin soup is fish wing soup. And so Yao Ming used his celebrity status as a NBA basketball player to educate the masses on the cruelty of shark fin soup. And now an astounding 91% support a nationwide ban of shark fin consumption. And he's also working hard to end the poaching of elephants and rhinos for their tusks and horns. So guys, be like Yao Ming and Blackbird Cigars, and don't let anybody clip your wings. Or your fins in this case. I don't know. I'm done. It's haha, but anyway. So coming up on the show, I have one scheduled out with Noah. That will be on Tuesday, October 1st, and he and I will be we will be going over various games that cigar lovers can play, and what the concept that we're coming up with, or looking at it through the lens of, is what games would make for a good, engaging cigar Olympics. Because at Pulpit Fest, we had the Long Ash competition, and during that, it was engaging. It was exciting. Everybody was watching, everybody's ashes and who's falling, and we were engaged in it. And, we were joking about how this would be more entertaining at the Olympics than breakdancing, because at the time the whole big thing was, breakdancing at the Olympics. And so, boy, doesn't that feel like 8 years ago? I mean, it's like this year has been so rapid, but at the same time, it's like, man, that feels like it was forever ago, and it was less than a month ago. But anyway, so yeah, we were talking about doing the Long Ash competition at the Olympics. And so, Noah and I, we kind of dive into that and think, talk about what competitions would be good for a cigar Olympics. Like, what if we were to have an Olympic Games for, the guys in the lounge and the guys and the ladies in the lounge, what would be a collection of games that we all could do that would be entertaining and good. So that's October 1st. And then on October 4th, that is so a week from when this episode drops, that is when you will get my recap of my trip out to New Hampshire and the New England Cigar Expo. That'll also kind of carry into probably the Tuesday, October 8th episode a little bit, mostly because if all goes according to plan, I will be recording the October 4th episode while in New Hampshire. And so, anyway, we'll see how that works. Depends on if security is watching the door of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe one day or not. So we'll see. Anyway, so that is what's coming up on the show. And then I've got moths. They're flying in the door. I've got a door open that way, and I've got the garage door cracked, to create a little cross breeze, because it's been raining today, and I did not feel like risking. It's not, of course, it's not raining now, but had I set up out back, it would have been inevitable that it would have started raining, and also my chair would have been soaked, the table would have been soaked, and it would have been a whole dramatic thing. And also, I wouldn't have had good light. At least in the garage here, I have good light, so that's nice. Anyway, in terms of the socials, I'm available on Instagram at The Cigar Pulpit. I'm available on Facebook, where we have the Pulpit Parishioners group. You can get in on the fun there and interact with everybody. Twitter/X. YouTube, where you can watch this and you can look at the pile of stuff from my newspaper office if you truly care. And then we do need your calls for Ask the Pulpit. You can give that hotline a call at area code 863-874-0000 and leave your thoughts and comments, questions, whatever. It's one of those things. I can't do those episodes unless you guys call. So get your calls in. I appreciate them. And we'll go from there. So otherwise, I'm enjoying this United Cigars Natural Toro. It's a solid, super solid, good cigar. It's I don't know. It smokes wonderfully. Construction-wise, it's great. Smoke production is really good. Burn line on it's been really, really sharp. The ash holds on really well. Flavor-wise, it's not anything that's remotely offensive. You get just a tinge of maybe some pepper on the retrohale. You get some nice baker spice on it. Smoking it and everything. It's not a particularly overly strong cigar. I would put it at maybe 4, maybe a 4. I would say maybe a 4. But I don't know. I'd have to look at the old strength-o-meter. They've probably reviewed it and put it on there somewhere, but I would put it at about a 4. So no, super solid cigar. I dig it. And guys, the price is right on it. So that's the other thing. If you're looking for a very good, affordable cigar, the United Cigars Natural Toro comes in. It's under $10. I can tell you that much. Depending upon where you're at, it could be, significantly under $10 or whatever. But it's solid cigar, hearty recommendation. So anyway, well, like I said, this is gonna be a short one because I burned through everything at this point, so I need to refresh the tank a little bit. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. It's always humbling. So thanks for sticking in there. And otherwise, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick. Everybody stay safe and stay smoky. Later, guys.